Are we starting?
Is this better? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Testing.
yes. Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear. Where is Vladimir? The motivational speaker. Let me adjust until he comes back and we'll work. It'll just be you and me until Vlad joins into the network. How you
Are we
feeling today,
live now?
sister? We are live.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, we are live in color on Facebook and YouTube. Clestine the Purpose Coach.
All right, Dr. Ron.
How you doing this morning,
Hello,
my
everyone.
sister?
Hello, hello. I'm doing really good. I'm really excited about what's going to be happening Thursday. I cannot wait to share
Yo,
a few little nuggets and teasers for our
li-
audience today.
listen, I am excited about being on this platform in this main stage. Oh, here we go. Here we go. My main man, you're back now, huh? Vlad the Great.
Oh,
Come
yes,
on,
sir.
boy. Come
All
on,
right.
man. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Vlad, your number one embrace coach, and I am so excited to be here, y'all. Listen, man, there is something incredible happening that we can't wait to share with y'all. But I'm gonna let Doc Williams take the reins here because, man, I just can't contain myself. I can't
Listen,
contain
man, I
myself.
do need you to pump up your mic just a tad bit, bro, so we can hear you. You sound, listen, you got that Radio Pro voice, man.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
Yeah,
yeah.
we want the folk to hear it.
yeah, yeah, man, come on, because when you take the stage, man, we know you're gonna be a big, profound presence, homie. Listen, Clestine. So, this was your grandiose idea to come together before our preview as we talk about leadership for the Reimagined Leadership Summit that's coming up on Thursday, May the 1st. And I tell you, you are an ideal generator. So listen, what do you think the folks should be looking for when they come and join with us on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. for this Reimagined Leadership Summit?
They should be looking for something different, insightful, powerful, and profound, and also coming with the expectation that they're
Yeah,
going to find what they need, not what
come
they
on.
want, but you're going to find what you need. And so, as Vladimir says, we want you to embrace what it is that you need so that you can
Mm,
reimagine your leadership. Because we are in 2025, we've just gone through the first quarter, we're in the second quarter, and it's a year where we need to reimagine the things that we're doing and not focusing on the issues or the challenges or the changes that are going on in the environment in the world right now, but reimagine how you can embrace all those things and still forge forward to be who you were called to be and to do what is necessary so that you can
mm.
impact people's lives. And that's
Amen.
what reimagined leadership is all about.
Yo, Vlad, listen, man, you're one of the most inspiring, motivational speakers I've ever heard. You have a very
Very
unique
true.
gift. What would you say, man, would be one of the reasons why a brother would not want to miss this leadership summit, man?
Well, I don't know if I can see the queen in her beautiful. Listen, brothers, it's very simple. There's only one way to live, and that's by being present and effective. And what you'll find at this summit is there are going to be people, and if you're listening, it might be you as well, who you're here right now and you're doing these things, you're working these jobs, you're showing up to your family, you're showing up to these places, and you're showing up at work, but you're not quite present. And there's a difference, a
Mm,
marked difference. And many brothers walk this earth being here. They've got timestamps. They've got social media. Now we're in the age of location data, right? So you can see where somebody is just by looking at where their location data is. But very few people can measure how present they are in their actual lives and in their bodies. So
yeah,
what I tell
yeah.
the brothers now is if you are looking for a way, you said to yourself, man, I want more out of life. I want more out of my God-given purpose. I know that there's a sense of who I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to deliver to this world, but I have no idea how to do that, or I feel stuck in my trauma and my past. You guys are not going to want to miss the Reimagine Leadership Summit. This is an opportunity. This is a juncture. This is a time. It is about time. It's high time for you to be the present and effective leader you deserve to be. And that's what we're going to be doing here at the Reimagine.
Yes.
Come on, dude. Look at the dude. He fired up, ready to roll already, man. Hold on, man. We still got a couple days. Yo, listen, y'all.
Go.
If you're on Facebook and if you're on YouTube, do me a quick favor, y'all. Put a 1 or put a 2 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you're fired up about it. Put a 2 in the chat if you need to register. On the screen, we've got a QR code right now for the Reimagine Leadership Summit 2025. It's the first one, y'all, to hit in this spring this year, and we want to make sure that you are prepared to take your leadership, to take your messaging, your voice, your presence to a whole nother level. It doesn't matter whether you're working in middle management, if you're working executive management, if you're in the C-suite, or if you're just a team lead. Listen, you want to be a part of something that can equip you to be the most profound presence you can be and the most impactful leader you can be. One of the things, y'all, as I was thinking about this leadership summit, I'm trying to wrap my mind around my opener, y'all, and I'm not trying to get into it, but I was reflecting, y'all, on my days and times when I played basketball. And I remember my best friend and I, we were at opposing schools, but we were talking back and forth. And our freshman year in high school, we were just going at it, and we didn't know, but our schedules, the schedule for the year, the kickoff schedule for the school year, wind up putting my school, which was a 3A school, that's a smaller school, against a 4A school, which was his school. So we going back and forth, just giving each other the business, man. And now I'm a point guard, so I get the privilege of kind of running the floor, calling the shots. He's like a 2 or 3 on his squad, but he's a bench rider. I'm a starter, so he's got something to kind of prove, even though he's not going to be in the game. Man, we going back and forth at it, and I recall getting ready for that game. I was lit. I was hyped. We get to the gym, and we're on their court now. So it's a visiting game for us. We're going to their space where they're comfortable. And y'all, you'll find out more about what happened at the Leadership Summit. But y'all, mindset was extremely important for that game. Preparation, being ready for the moment was extremely significant from my vantage point for that game. You want to find out how that game went, how I showed up, what happened, you want to be at the Reimagine Leadership Summit. I'm not going to tell you, but that's a teaser what we're talking about. We're taking real life situations and we're saying, how can you show up? What's required to show up? What do you have to do to lead up? What do you want to do to make an impact? And so we invite you to be a part of this summit. Anybody want to throw something else in the mix? What you thinking, Clestine?
Well, first of all, I love stories, and I'm so glad that you're going to be sharing part of your stories. I'm going to share part of mine as well. And I think we're in this season where stories is what helps the audience to connect and help them to connect it with something that went on or is going on in their lives so that they can be more attentive to the information that is going to be shared. So I can't wait to hear the rest of that story for sure, for sure. I'm going to be sharing the 3 B's of leadership. And if you're not doing these things, then I will tell you that just like Vlad said, you're probably not present in your leadership. This is so crucial to being a leader, what I'm going to be sharing on Thursday.
Yo, Vlad, you leaned in, man. What was you getting ready to share? Christine's talking about the 3 B's of leadership. Well, come on, man. Can you give us a teaser? Look, just a little bit, something.
I'll give you a little something. So check this out, folks. So I love stories. I'm a big storyteller. All right. Part of what you're going to be hearing from me at the Reimagine Leadership Summit is how to embrace your story. Right. Without giving too many of the details away, you guys see me with my MSP 83rd RTT hat on. I am a proud former retired Massachusetts State Trooper.
Come on, man.
And
Amen.
very few experiences in my life really recovered, it really
Mm.
required rather me to be as present and effective as that job is. As you know, in law
Yeah,
enforcement, state agencies, man, they're the highest, right? Right,
that's
that's
right.
right below the feds,
That's
okay, in
right.
terms of jurisdiction. So I was called to be present and effective there. I had to be effective. I had to show effective
Mm-hmm.
leadership because troopers ride alone.
Mm.
And so I thought getting through the academy, the 6 months of training and the 3 months of break-in training and the year of probation, I thought that was enough for me to be adequate.
Wow. Wow.
And so that was the bare minimum. And what I realized was that
Mm.
I was there in the cruiser, on patrol, on assignment, but I come to have a rude awakening as to how present or the lack thereof, the lack of presence there was in my own body. I'm not going to tell you everything, but tomorrow
Yeah.
I'm going to be showing you the three habits of a present and effective leader. There's three habits you got to have. You won't want to miss it, bro.
Come on, man. Oh, the three
Oh,
B's
I'm
of
excited.
leadership. Come on, the three habits. Boy, y'all going in, man. I
I
love
am so honored.
this. Oh my
Listen, guys,
goodness.
I really have to say this. I feel honored to be sharing the virtual stage with the two of you. So
Man.
I really do feel honored. And so, you know, the audience, I just want them to know that we're not going to be coming with fluff on
Right.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Each
Yeah.
of us have been in situations, each of us are leaders in different areas. And so we're going to be sharing our experiences and we're going to be sharing what has worked for us, the
Yeah.
things that are necessary, not just the things that people will see outwardly, but
Yeah.
also the things that you really, as a leader, need to take care of inwardly so that
Yeah.
what goes on outwardly is impactful
Yeah. Christine, get.
without wearing out,
Yeah.
y'all, without
Yeah.
wearing
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Come on now. Listen, tell us a little. Tell the audience a little bit about your background. What do you spend your time doing in a 9 to 5 situation?
So I help Christian women
Okay.
identify their genius, and I help
Mm.
professional Christian female professionals and corporate
Mm.
community or church leaders. I help them find out what their genius is, and then I
Mm.
help them to build that confidence so that they can show up boldly and
Mm.
live it and or monetize it as well, because
Come on.
there are still too many people, not just women, but people that are walking around living the life that somebody told them they should live
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
whatever reason that sounded good. But until you are living the purpose God created you for, because listen, He gave you the right personality, He gave you the right strengths, He gave you or allowed the right experiences, good or bad. And when you mix that together and you kind of cross it with your what you're good at, you find purpose. And so
Mm.
my passion is to make sure that every woman on this earth is living their purpose. They're not afraid to live their purpose, but they're confident in doing it. And so I do that through my proprietary coaching methods and
Mm.
speaking and books and events. I
Come
love doing
on
events.
now. Amen. Amen. Vlad, listen, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself, dude. What do you do on that 9 to 5, my guy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, what I do, and I dare I say I do this pretty well, I empower men who are struggling and their communities, not just the men that I work with on a one-to-one or group coaching and support group, but I mean men in their communities, their sphere of influence. I empower those struggling men to embrace their trauma and pain, right? Because one of
Mm.
the things I realized in my own journey to recovery from my trauma and pain is that there aren't that many spaces that are safe for men to be. And so what I help them do is empower themselves by embracing that story of trauma and pain so they can establish their true identities. And when they establish their true identities, who they know themselves to be, not what their trauma told them, not what their mama told them, not
Mm.
what
Come
their
on now.
coworkers told them, not what their boys told them, but when they discover their true identities, then they're able to be present and effective and get this, watch this, in their personal and professional lives. So we're not just trying to touch people on one side or the other. Like Christine the Queen said, our professional lives and our personal lives, oftentimes we think they're separate, but they're actually
Mm.
quite aligned. They're one is they walk hand in hand. And so
Come on,
where a lot
man.
of men fall short is they're not taking care of home before they
Yeah.
leave. And
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
so what I love to do, and I love what I do because it took me years to be brave enough to do what I do, right,
Mm-hmm.
Ron, is
Yeah.
I love working with men who are willing to do the work, who are willing to meet the challenges, and who have a thirst and hunger for a better life. So
Oh man, come on, y'all.
I
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it, man. Listen, the Reimagine Y'all Leadership Summit is happening on May the 1st. That's this coming Thursday evening at 7 p.m. It is a virtual summit. Listen, you all, it's a team, a small group of profound, impactful men and women who are professionals, experts in their field of expertise. And one of the things that we are asking folks to do, there are two ways that you can actually be a part of this leadership summit. You see the QR code on the screen. We have two tiers. You can just be a regular attendee, or you can be what we call a VIP. VIPs get an extra blessing when they come to the summit. There's backstage access, and honestly, we're looking for, the people who will come on this stage. They are great motivational, professional, profound presenters, keynote speakers, workshops. They cover a diverse array from empowerment, mental health, grief, a wide array of places and disciplines within the corporate, nonprofit, government, educational sector. We want to invite you to be a part of this great movement as we look to take leadership to a whole nother level. There are some things happening specifically in this day and time within our country even. There's a lot of unrest emotionally, a lot of unrest governmentally, and there's some things that are under attack in the United States. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. There are some professionals who understand the significance and the importance of DEI to the workplace. And this is not about necessarily racial issues. Do you know that DEI is also people who have disabilities? The workplace has to make special accommodations for those professionals who may have disabilities. That's a part of the DEI. So this thing is much bigger than just racial issues. But we refuse to sit and let corporations and companies be unprepared, first of all, to help equip these individuals who may feel a certain kind of way about the changing environment of this country. But then secondly, we want to give companies, corporations, managers, executives the tools, the expertise to bring in professionals to help their staff get through this challenging season. Because y'all, listen, no matter what decisions are made, the people who are deeply impacted by DEI are not going anywhere. They have to make a living. This country needs their giftings. They have been equipped to make a profound impact, have been effective and efficient. And so right now, it's just a matter of how do we now readapt to the next season before us. You'll want to be a part of that as an organizational person who's employed. Even if you're looking to figure out what's your next move in response. Maybe your company, maybe one of those corporations that decided that it was going to jump on the bandwagon and figure out we don't need to be more specific in our DEI offerings. What can you do if you're in that corporation? What can you do to either pivot, empower yourself, or find the next move? You want to be a part of this opportunity. Y'all want to add anything else?
I just wanted to say, there may be somebody watching this that you might not feel like you're impacted by DEI or you have anything to do with that. However, if you are a leader, you are still a person that encourages and leads
Yeah.
people through change. And
Yes.
so this is what this is about. So if you've been feeling unfulfilled, if you've been feeling drained, if you've been feeling stuck as a leader, Reimagine Leadership Summit is for you.
Amen. Listen, look at the screen, y'all. 6 of the most profound professionals that you could imagine will be taking a virtual stage with 3 objectives: to inspire action, drive change, and help you to get equipped to lead for the future. You do not want to miss this opportunity. Vlad, you got anything you want to throw in, my guy?
I think the name of the summit says it all, Ron. Reimagine leadership, right?
Yeah.
Like Lestine said, we are
Yeah.
reimagining leadership. Listen, DEI might be under attack, but humanity is where we stand. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of the things that we do best as leaders that you're called to do is to do 2 C's, right? You're there to create, and you're
Mm.
there to comply with what your mission is. And
Come on.
so, what compliance looks like for us as leaders is
Wow.
understanding what our mission is, which is to be management of people. We're managing people. Listen, you can't get away from it, right? So, in this day and age, man, it's real simple. You got to be present, you got to be effective. And as the world changes, we reimagine. That's it. That's all I got.
You know, I was talking to a very, very good friend of mine who is an EVP, an executive vice president within Chase. And he was sharing with me, Chase has been one of the organizations who's really been progressive, very on the front end of things, leading in terms of making sure that all of its employees have voice and value. And as an EVP, one of the things that he shared with me one day as we were just we had met in the barbershop, and he was sharing with me some of the challenges that he was having. He was like, you know, Ron, I'm ready today when I go into my workplace. And here's why I'm ready, because I've had time in the aftermath to personally process the changes of this environment. And as a leader, I have a responsibility, watch this, to set the tone for my team. And I was like, come on. So what does that look like? He says, man, listen, I have sat down, I've, 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 I've reflected on where we've been as a team. I'm looking at the corporate environment, the country's environment. My CEO, Jamie Dimon, he actually was proactive in addressing his EVPs. And now I'm ready to go into my office today, call a team meeting, and we're going to help my folks just be able to process what's going on. That's a leader, y'all, who understands the value of his position. And there are all types of leaders of that magnitude who are out there. And there may be some of you who may be struggling in that space. You don't have to struggle. The Reimagine Leadership Summit will put you before leaders who can help, mentor, give guidance, and just be a blessing to you. And if nothing else, listen, you're going to walk away with some real principles and tactical strategies on leadership that may not be brand new, but you just may need to be reminded. One of my area of expertise is an integrative transformational coach. I bring mental health and the perspective that mental health plays in the field of leadership. There's some things that I deal with, even as a leader, that sometimes if I'm not careful about my mental health, I can find myself struggling in the space of leading. And so we want to invite you to be a part of this Reimagine Leadership Summit 2025 coming up this Thursday, 7 o'clock. Yes, what's up? What's up, Christine? Mm-hmm. What's that? What might be there? What might be a little incentive? Come on. Mm-hmm. Come on. Wow. Come on. No, don't let it all out of the bag. We need to have some surprises for them. Come on, come on. Woo. Yeah. Vlad, listen, man, we got about 4 more minutes left for this live, man, promo. You got anything you want to throw in?
I just wanted to say this, Ron and Clestine. For those who are going to be coming to the summit on Thursday, and you're saying to yourself, "Well, I'm a new leader. I've only been in this position. I'm in a lower level management. I don't even oversee that many people. I don't have that much experience. So I don't know if I want to be amongst this echelon of people who've been doing this longer than me. It is never too late, nor is it ever too early for you to actually reimagine what leadership looks like for you. So I encourage you, if you are brand new to this space, if you are just getting started, don't count yourself out or your efficacy. You are needed as a leader, and you are just as impactful and as effective as the next person. But this is what you're going to learn. There's going to be so many dynamic speakers we're talking about decades upon decades of experience at the summit. There's so much jam packed into this time that I don't even know if we have bandwidth, y'all. Like,
Come on
I
now.
don't
Come
even
on
know
now.
if the internet is ready. I don't know. You might want to call Xfinity and make sure they can handle your feed because
Yeah, yeah.
incredible what you're going to be getting through your feed when you come to the Reimagine Leadership Summit. As Clesting said, there's some really big gifts and some goodies for y'all
Yeah,
when you register
yeah.
for VIP, and time is of the essence. So let's do it. Let's go.
Hey, listen, we've got Clestine, the purpose coach, with us. Vlad, one of the empowerment motivational speakers. I'm Ron Williams, an integrated transformational coach, as well as mental health and financial coach. Listen, we're looking forward, y'all, to seeing you on Thursday, 7 p.m. at the Reimagine Leadership Summit. Be blessed. Have an awesome rest of the day, and we thank you for taking this moment to give us your undivided attention and share in this opportunity to upgrade your leadership. And do us one favor as we close. Share the invite, share the link. Once you register, invite somebody else to come along with you. We promise you it will be the best investment of your time. 7 p.m. Thursday night. Y'all be blessed. We're out. Peace.